The phone vibrated once on the marble counter. Once is never accidental. I was rinsing a coffee cup I hadn't used, watching water bead and slide like it was trying to escape. Outside, the children laughed, thin, careless sounds that cut straight through me. I didn't look at the phone. I already knew who it was. "Enjoy," I said aloud to no one. The message preview glowed anyway. A voice note. Her voice. Tight. Commanding. Familiar in the way a blade is familiar to skin. "If you want to join Thanksgiving, come wash the dishes," my daughter-in-law shouted over the phone, performative cruelty wrapped in domestic noise. I smiled, a small private movement. "Enjoy." I turned the phone face down, counted my breath. 4 in, 6 out. Control is a habit you build when you've been hunted before. She stood in the doorway then, my wife, my eraser, watching me with that careful stillness she used when she was listening more than looking. The woman sent to dismantle a family without leaving fingerprints. The woman who had slept beside me for 12 years, learning the shape of my silence. Her eyes flicked to the children outside, then back to me. A tremor, barely there. That was when I knew, not suspected, not feared, knew. I had always believed blood remembered itself. The Thorntons did. We carried memory in bone, in the way we held our shoulders, in the impatience of our hands. My father used to say you could spot us in a crowd by how we stood, like we were already braced for impact. She mocked that once, laughed softly. "You're not royalty," she said, "just men with good posture." I let it pass. That was my mistake. The first crack wasn't infidelity, it was interest. Her sudden, intense curiosity about inheritance structures, family trusts, old photos, the way she lingered over the children's faces as if searching for errors. She volunteered to handle their medical forms, their school records, their blood types. I told myself it was care. I told myself many things. At night, she sometimes whispered in her sleep, names that weren't mine, phrases that sounded like instructions. Once I caught a word that didn't belong in dreams. Erase. I started waking before dawn, started watching her watch me. I saw how she cataloged weaknesses, how she asked questions twice, phrased differently, to see if answers shifted. A double life doesn't announce itself, it hums. And beneath it all, a colder truth pressed against my ribs. If she was lying about this, she had always been lying. I didn't confront her. I never do. I collected data. Phone records first. Clean. Too clean. Burner patterns hidden in calendar gaps. Deleted contacts disguised as grocery lists. I memorized them, let them rot in my head. Then the children. I watched how she touched them. Gentle, careful, almost reverent. Not the affection of a mother, the assessment of an asset. I ordered the swabs myself. Private lab, Swiss routing. Old favors still answer my name. When the kits arrived, she volunteered to help, smiling like this was just another game. She swabbed their cheeks with clinical precision, didn't flinch, didn't hesitate. That night I stood in the shower until the water went cold, replaying the motion of her hand, the way her jaw set, the way she didn't meet my eyes. If she was sent to destroy us, this was the cleanest way. Remove the future, break the line, leave me alive to understand it. I booked the villa in Switzerland the same day, not as an escape, as a mirror. While we waited for the results, she grew restless, started fights over nothing, over dishes, over gratitude, over whether I'd earned my place at the table. Power always leaks before it's seized. The results came back on a Tuesday. I opened them alone. 99.9% match, paternal confirmation. I didn't feel relief. I felt precision. She came into the study 10 minutes later. I was still seated, report face down, hands folded like I was about to pray. "Did they come?" she asked. I slid the paper across the desk. No words. She read it once, then again. Her knees gave out. The sound was small, human, unplanned. Her voice fractured. I didn't know until— You knew, I said, soft, surgical. Tears streaked her face, but her eyes weren't asking for forgiveness. They were asking for orders. She hadn't failed me. She'd failed them. I didn't raise my voice. I never needed to. I told her about the villa, about the accounts she'd never accessed, about the photos I'd already sent to the people who thought they owned her loyalty. When she saw the images, sunlight on stone, the lake like a blade of glass, my phone began to ring, once, twice, 71 times. She watched it happen, comprehension dawning too late. You were sent to erase us, I said. Instead, you documented everything. Her mouth opened, closed. I showed her the files, the transfers, the messages she thought were invisible. I'd let them think she was loyal right up until she wasn't useful anymore. She's greedy, one of them had written. I agreed. I didn't kick her out. I didn't scream. I simply removed her access, her name, her future. By the time Thanksgiving arrived, she was nobody's guest. The children run through the villa now, their laughter echoing off stone that has outlived empires. They are safe. They are mine. She sends messages sometimes, long ones, short ones. None I open. I think about bloodlines differently now, not as something fragile, but as something that adapts. She was sent to end us. Instead, she proved we couldn't be erased, only revealed. I didn't destroy her. I let her understand. And then I walked away.